Hey everybody, Pay Marine here with another status report. Coming at you. It's actually kind of late at night right now. It's after 10 p.m. my time, so that's why there's a little bit darker setting now. But just want to get this out as it's the 28th, and we only got a few days left in the month of October here. So quick recap of everything that's been going on. We had Armies on Parade this month. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I made a video kind of recapping it, so I'm definitely going to upload that probably about the same time I upload this one, so definitely check that out to kind of get a feel. It did fairly well. Again, there was some, I don't know, I guess you say controversy over how the voting and everything went down, but, you know, that's kind of almost to be expected. The 500 store anniversary Marine came out, which I thought I had the box still somewhere. I don't really have the box anymore. Well, we got the instructions here, so if you're not familiar, if this focuses in fairly well, that's the 500th store Marine. They did that before, where they released a 100 stores mini, but it was specific to North America. They may have released it before overseas, but they released that one when they opened their 100th store in North America, and that one I think was in 2006. I think it was 2016 when they opened their 100th store in North America. And now this is the 500th store worldwide one. So yeah, as you say, it's pretty cool figure. I had posted, if you haven't seen on the page, it does have a very similar pose to the Sergeant that comes in the Dark Imperium set. But of course, you know, the joke in the thing was like, oh, you paid $35 for a head-and-hand swap. Obviously, there's a few more details in there, like different shoulder pads, which aren't that hard to switch out. And then the chest was the double-headed Aquila versus just like your standard skull with wings, and then there was like added thing on one of the bottom shin guard things. So there's a few extra little details, but similar pose and everything. Like there was a different emblem on the bolt rifle, like things like that, but nothing too crazy different. But still, it was kind of cool because I mean the head and just the head and everything was pretty cool. So. But also, if you've been following the page, you know that mine did not end up anything like on the box, and that is because of the Games Workshop in my area held a kind of a Halloween event, and it was actually today was the event. So it was Plague? I wish I could remember. It was like Plague or Soul Survivor it was Death Squad. Soul Survivor Plague Edition. So basically, there was 4 missions. You got to customize a character. There was a character sheet. You had 40 slots, and then you could basically you filled in those slots and upped your character's abilities. Everything started across the board like 3. Everything was pretty much 3s. 3-inch movement, toughness 3, strength 3, 3-up save, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3. I think leadership started at 8, and your save was at a 3. I think I might have already said that, but yeah, it was pretty much 3s just across the board. And then you could spend ability or spend like the slots basically to give yourself your weapons. You can make your guy a psyker and then go from there. So definitely check out that album on the page because I took pictures of that character build sheet so you can see kind of the rules for picking your war gear and everything, and then how you had to pay it. Because like certain things, like if you picked one ability or something like that, it only took 1 slot. But if you wanted to have 2 abilities, then you had to look down, and it would cost you 3 slots to take 2 abilities. If you wanted to take 3 abilities, then all of a sudden it cost you 6. So it was very interesting, like just to get it to get things added on there. So anyway, I decided when they announced they were going to do this at Games Workshop, that I wanted to, I obviously wanted to participate, and then they announced the 500 store figure, and I was like, I want to use that as my base model to build off my customized character for this, because it has a cool pose and everything. And then obviously, I guess I could have just used, I have a couple Dark Imperium Sergeants still that I could have just used, because they have a similar pose of the body, since I didn't use the arms and like everything else was heavily. I did use the head though, but with this hood you can't kind of see part of the head, but it's still kind of like the half mask. But the bottom half of the mask looks like the regular Primaris helmets, not like the skull or that the Reavers have, and then the Hellblasters have a half mask that doesn't look like the Primaris mask bottom half. There are some differences there and everything, but anyway, so I decided I wanted to use that, and plus, again, I could, it's a special character, so he's got the double-headed Aquila and all that. Unfortunately, I only was able to get one of the 500 store models, and that's because, one, you can only buy one to get a physical copy, and our store only got 19 copies in, so it was just a better way to make sure that at least 19 people would walk away with a model. And you could order additional more. There's no real timeline as to when they're going to get here, because they're all basically going to be made to order across all the stores that there were, so they got to get that all together and then get those models made and shipped out. Unfortunately, I didn't order any extra though that way, just for budgetary reasons and stuff like that. I really I'm trying to rein in a lot of my spending, and as much as it would have liked to have another one of those, it's not necessarily necessary. But I don't know. Maybe one day I'll pick up another one just so I have like one that's built exactly like the box has it. But if you haven't seen on the album here, this is my model. I don't know if I can get it to focus here. Well, it's not focusing too well, but I definitely suggest go to the page and check this out. Yeah, I'm very happy with it in many different aspects. I really like the face, the eyes. Like, this is one of the best eyes I've been able to do on a figure. And yeah, it's also too bad that this isn't actually like a playable model. I can't play it in other games now, unfortunately, because it's a cool looking model. Gave him the Deathwatch shoulder pad and made him a Deathwatch veteran that came back to the chapter. And after thinking about it, I was like, I have a little cool backstory now. So basically, this is I've named him Commander Castor. Reason for that is because my little Deathwatch squad I have, the Watch Sergeant in that squad is Watch Sergeant Castor. And so then I can play into, well, he, finished his tour there and then came back and, brought his Deathwatch pauldron with him. He wanted to continue wearing that. And then, just continued to prove himself in the chapter to the point where he was given, this special mission thing or whatever. And so he got all this special extra war gear to go out and, just bring the Emperor's justice or whatever you want to say to the galaxy. So I think that's kind of a cool little, background fluff to this character or whatever. So other than that, another little thing I just did that you probably won't be able to see this. So this is a very old Blood Ravens commander or something I was doing with him. Like I said, pretty old, and he's, if you can't quite see here, he's missing his hand, and actually he had a Grey Knight like Nemesis sword here with the demon head sticking there. And anyway, so this is now this guy. So I know the camera likes to focus in on my face here, so if I can get it to focus here, maybe. I don't know. But I'll try to get some pictures up of this guy. So basically, This is the the store birthday captain, Primaris captain that they have. This is the arm from the 500 store Marine that I saved, and shoulder pad, and then captain shoulder pad. This is an arm from, it's a Primaris arm I took from somewhere to stick onto this. So I took the Nemesis sword and took it off and put it on there. And then I put a Reaver head, so the half skull helm, since he's got the other half of his helmet there in his hand. So I don't know, just a quick little cool kit bash I did. Not sure what I'm going to do with him yet. If he's going to be a Star Commander or something, or what exactly. A buddy of mine suggested Kakardon's captain or something like that, which I think, it's cool. It definitely has that look, but I guess the only issue, if there is an issue, is I'm just not fully on board yet with the Primaris in my Kakardon army. I don't know, and that's just, I know that the author Robbie McNiven has said that it is, they definitely do have them, they will have them, whatever. His books that he's writing are not in that time frame yet. But I don't know, I'm just not there yet. Eventually I will. Eventually, when these little guys get phased out, which I'm still pretty sure that that's happening. I know there's still people in denial, but it's interesting how, most things coming out are Primaris because they're the new and greatest. And then also, like, all the Kill Team support and stuff lately, and then the Conquest magazine, and, like, in the Kill Team Commanders, like, everything's Primaris. So you can only take Primaris stuff. So, I don't know. To me, that shoots up a flag. It's like, yeah, Primaris are going to be the new thing. So, and then other than that, my other big thing is these guys. Again, probably won't focus very well, but I've got the album up, the pictures up, and I can't wait to start getting these guys painted. But if you're unfamiliar with what I'm picking up and showing you, these are my ODST themed Kill Team. This is here we go. This is a pretty cool one. These Melta-Guns arms from Forge World that they have. So yeah, basically I'm a huge Halo fan, huge ODST fan, and I always kind of liked the idea as soon as I saw these heads from Puppets War that they have called Impact Team helmets. They look very similar, if not almost exactly like ODST helmets. And then I was really excited when that tabletop game was coming out for Halo called Ground Command. I bought the starter set, and then, like I said, I ended up selling it, unfortunately. Well, if you've seen an earlier video, I kind of laminated about it because I had to sell it because I just, asked people to, just funds and money and things don't last forever, and I had a bunch of stuff sitting around, and since it's a non-supported game, and nobody in my area really plays it, and I can't get any other expansions to it unless I go onto eBay and pay out the nose, if I can even find the stuff. I just decided to sell my starter set, but it's nice to bring somewhat of a Halo ODST vibe back to a tabletop setting. So, using Vanstar as the base for it, I got the upgrade kit from Forge World for them because they have like Melta-Guns and a few other like flamer options and stuff like that that look really cool. Plus, with the Vanstar, their las guns that they use look super similar to the assault rifle in Halo. So that's kind of like where I first initially got the idea. When I first bought the Vanstar, I was like, these would look really cool as like an ODST or a, Halo themed army of some kind. Plus, the Vanstar's armor kind of looks Spartan ODST kind of esque armor, to where you can kind of pull that off. But then I gave them the Elysian jump pack, or grav shoots rather, because then I also at one point I thought about using Vanstar as a way to bring back the Elysian, since they don't really support them anymore either. So either way, very excited to at least have this little kill team of ODST. There's a kill team, I guess, tournament of sorts coming up in the area that I definitely want to try to check out. and that's actually next week. So hopefully I can get those guys painted and ready to go for that tournament. So, I mean, it's possible. It's really hard with work, school, family, and everything. Because, like, I mean, this right here, the 500 store model was released on the 20th. So I had to kit bash everything. And I actually didn't get to start painting until Thursday. So I actually, I think it was Wednesday I was able to base coat and get the white down. And then I was Thursday, got all the blocking in, and then Friday I had to shade and edge highlight, and it was nuts. So anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much it going on for right now. Like I said, November, really not a whole lot going on. I'm going to try to do this Kill Team event, hopefully with the ODST. And then things are going to start kind of winding down a little bit. I think there's a tournament maybe coming up, another narrative tournament I might try to go to. But that's kind of dependent on getting other things painted, because I've got the heavy version of the Hell Blasters and some Inceptors with the plasma exterminators, I think they're called, the handheld things, that I would like to get painted up to swap out for things that I no longer really want to take in my competitive, I use competitive loosely, list for the tournaments and stuff, since they didn't take it away, but they changed Strike from the Shadows to basically unusable. So I want to kind of change it up and bring those instead of what I was bringing, to hopefully kind of curtail the nerf. Well, I don't know why I use nerf. It was a nerf that happened with Strike from the Shadows. So other than that, that's kind of about it for right now. Like I said, things are kind of, thankfully, in a way, kind of slowing down since we're getting closer to holidays and things, so time to spend with family and stuff. But I mean, the immediate things I've got going on is I want to get that ODST Kill Team, get those other things done for my Star Commanders. I got a Fire Raptor I got to build yet and get started painting on for my Carcharodons, and of course that Thunderhawk I need to get working on. It's so tempting to start working on it. I'm actually waiting to get a replacement canopy piece from Forge World. Not that I necessarily need to wait to start on it, but it's just a very daunting task. I definitely want to kind of get these little projects and things that I'm going to need sooner, and then I'll start working on Thunderhawk, because I don't need that. Really, I don't need it until probably September time frame this next year, other than just trying to play and show it off around in the area. I don't really actually need it until this next September, when hopefully I'll be returning to Nova, and I'm going to take place in those narrative events, which were super fun, and hopefully in the final Apocalypse event, so I can bring my Astrea Super Heavy and my Thunderhawk for my Star Commanders and just have fun. So, all right, well, again, check out the channel, the Facebook page, like, subscribe, share, and thank you all for watching. Until next time.